You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We have to bring reality temple here on earth. Reality temple here on earth because
Yes,
we have to realize the enemy is running rampant inside this temple.
And that is Brother Talik from the Reality Temples on Earth channel. And if you get a chance to subscribe, please do subscribe to his channel. He's a good brother. You know, he's doing good work and he wants to do good constructive things. He has good information to provide. So please do check out his channel if you get a chance.
Black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire at reality simple. Reality simple. My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire.
Let's see, Talik says, can you send a shout out to my platform, the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry? Our theme this year is After Purge Comes the Heal. So shout out to your platform, Talik. All the best to you guys with continuing to stretch in perspective, to stretch in what is possible.
Stop. Did you know internet companies owe Americans thousands of dollars from using our private data? There's an easy 3-click breakthrough system which helps retired people claim the money owed to them. It's called the Wi-Fi Profit System. All you have to do is tap the button below to watch the free video. It's a little long, but it's 100% free and secure. You just confirm that you're a real person, and they reveal everything about Wi-Fi profits at the end of the video. I've used this system to net myself a pretty penny since retirement. You can bet internet companies aren't too happy about this, but there's nothing they can do to stop it. Tap below now if you want to find out how to turn your Wi-Fi in.
And to continue to bring healing into the space of yourself and others. Yes.
Good evening, soul brothers and sisters. This is Tangi Cox, the Black Sheep, and I am propositioning you to entertain just a little while of being in reality. And this is gonna hurt soul sisters and brothers because a lot of us cannot accept reality. I empower you to, for 1 year, to subscribe to the Reality Temple on Earth. And at the end of 12 months, draw your conclusion of what have you learned in that amount of time. I empower you. You will never, ever, ever think, feel, or entertain nonsense ever again, period. I would like to see my soul sisters and brothers awaken. This requires time. You need to spend about a year watching, researching, and looking. Reality Temple on Earth is life-changing, and I stand on that.
Everybody who is black and interested in black people, let us sit down and find out how we can get together in one direction against one enemy and accomplish this job overnight.
When soul singer and black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, A Change Is Gonna Come, it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Talik Ibn Rafa has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for. A change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ebenrod is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi. This is Dusty Basement Studios, and we approve of this message.
The Mississippi campaign represents everything that you claim that you want. The beginning of an all-black independent nation. The ability to control your own resources, your politics, the law. Be able to do your own thing for a change. Create an economy. Create and produce goods that Africa or anybody on the planet would want. You think you don't want to do nothing. 3 hours talking about the Mississippi campaign.
Right. Bro, you a genius. I ain't gonna lie. This is like, bro, you was a genius. I swear. You're gonna go down like Elijah Muhammad or Malcolm X with this one. You finna go down in history with this one. I swear to God, bro.
Well, I'm their child. You know, we all their children.
Yeah, but bro, you know, you your own, you different, bro. I mean, to think of that. I mean, bro, this is genius. Like, I don't just say stuff just to be saying it. Like, I swear to God, bro, you are really on something to come up with this. I don't know how you came up with this, but this is. How did you come up with that?
Throughout the history of the United States, the construct of racism was created specifically to oppress black people, to try to suppress our determination to achieve liberation. Like Angela Davis said, it's built into the system.
Nowadays I can't believe what's going on in front of me. I don't want to watch TV and find another casualty. I don't want to read the news. My heart's already black and blue. I'm putting on my combat boots, 'cause I got an attitude. We're like soldiers forced to fight a war. What the hell? I can't take it anymore. 'Cause for so long we've been patient, now we're done. And don't you even ask me, when did I become such an angry black woman?
We can't successfully put an end to racial discrimination until we change the entire system.
We've been trying to keep the peace 50 years since Martin King. Some don't like me for who I am, but I love my melanin. Another future college grad sleeping in a body bag. Mother screaming out her lungs, she never gonna see her son. We're like soldiers forced to fight a war. What the hell? I can't take it anymore. 'Cause for so long we've been patient, now we're done. And don't you even ask me, when did I become such an angry black woman? Yeah, man.
Military gadgets are transforming people's conditions and endurance, and here's how. This is what happens when you breathe in more oxygen, and this military gadget makes it possible. It vibrates lung mucus away instantly, increasing your oxygen intake and giving you a super boost in life. Best of all, it is completely drug-free and reusable. It was specifically designed for Special Forces divers to increase their oxygen intake so they not only think clearer, faster, and better, but also dive longer, swim greater lengths, and give their all in extreme conditions. Through no fault of your own, our modern lifestyle creates a surplus of lung mucus. It builds up over time and decreases oxygen intake, making you feel out of breath or have a tight chest. The inventor didn't want to create a drug or invasive procedure to remove the...
In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another spontaneous broadcast of what we call the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, host of this program, known here on social media as the mighty, mighty, mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. I would like to begin our talk by showing appreciation for life, because life is all that I know. I don't know anything about death. I only know life. So I appreciate for that which I know. Unlike so many on social media and prior to social media who talk about death but have never experienced what that is. And they talk about the rewards and they talk about an afterlife they have never witnessed or experienced. I would rather talk about life, the only life that I have experienced, I have witnessed, and all that I know. And because I know that life can end at any time, it is brief and it is short. Instead of death and the rewards after death and talking about what's going to happen after death, I would rather concentrate on what I know and make this journey that I know the best that it can be, if that is possible. Unfortunately, for the last few thousand years, under the rulership of certain men around the earth, their message to us has been suffering and death. So since we suffer death, and since we suffer in horrid condition, there are many who look forward to death because they know what they know as in life, it is over. So maybe the next life, maybe what is after death will be better. But they don't know that. You would think one would concentrate on fighting for your life instead of fighting for your death. So here we are talking on a Sunday morning, and the pastors and the preachers and those who are in the synagogues and the mosque all over this country and around the earth, the people are going to celebrate death instead of life. What I'm going to do after I die, what's going to happen after this life, because they are living in an environment of death and they cannot enjoy their life. But instead of fighting for their life, they'd rather go pray and do nothing. They'd rather go sing and do nothing. And they'd rather hope and do nothing. And hope that death is better than life. So these are the death worshipers. These are those who love death, the unknown, and they worship death. That's why they are spiritual. That's why they glorify death, because they have actually given up on life. But yet and still, they tell us that our God and our spirituality represents life and life more abundantly. But while you are alive and the only thing we know is of life, that is not celebrated. That is not embraced. That is not valued. We wait until we die. So I'm going to die, turn into a ball of gas, or turn into a ball of light and fly into the universe, or I'm going to go into another dimension. These things that we do not know. I don't want to know because I've given up on my life. I know it's something better on the other side, a side that we have never experienced. I don't understand that concept, but I understand why you are like that, because for the last few thousand years, we've been under the management of those who use death as a control mechanism to control life itself. And so you gravitate toward death and you don't value life itself. So I can stand and I say I appreciate life because this is all I know. I don't know nothing about the hereafter. I don't know nothing about the other side. I don't know nothing about those things. I only know life. It was around this time, 5 years ago, I lost my mother to death. And a few months later, I was told I had cancer 5 years ago. And I appreciate the 5 years. I appreciate it because this is all I know. I don't know anything about death. Our great brother, Dr. Martin Luther King, said on a few occasions, like any man, I want to live a long life. Longevity has its place. It's all we know. Every little insect fight for their life. We're the only ones programmed. We won't fight for life. We actually fight for death. Because we have been told that there's another life that we can mess up after this one. Like going from a job to job. I don't have to worry. I can always find another job. So people that believe they can find another job, they don't really trip off being fired because I can get me another job. And so you don't value life and you don't take life serious because I got another one coming. Now, we can see you when you go from one job to another. We don't see you going from one life to another. I have yet to see that. But that's what we believe. So I can mess up this life. I don't have to appreciate this life. I'm glad that I'm alive because this is all that I know. So I appreciate the honor and the opportunity to be able to talk to you today. Being alive, because this is all that I know. And once this is gone, I don't expect another. So I appreciate life. What was the purpose of the Jesus? The purpose of the Jesus was to bring us life and life more abundantly. But how do you worship the Jesus? They worship the Jesus by celebrating the death, not the life. Not concentrating on those things that make you a better human being, that make you alive. They concentrate on the death. And they hang death in the church with the figure of a man on a cross with his hands nailed to the cross and blood coming out of his wounds, and he's looking sad. That's how they celebrate life, by using symbols of death. And they make excuses for having a foul life because I'm going to get another one to mess up on the other side. So we don't care how we treat another person. We don't care what we do because I got another life on the other side. I'm glad I don't think that way, so I want to try to be the best human being I can be and appreciate life and appreciate the life of others because this is all that we know. So it is always an honor that I be able to come before you and speak a few words, and I thank you so much for giving me that opportunity to be able to speak to us this afternoon. I thank you so much. Between the year 1997 and 2007, unfortunately, and I accept responsibility because I was foolish. And I knew better. It was not really a mistake. I knew better. Like many of us, we say and we do things and we know better, but we do it anyway. Because I don't care. You really do care. But you say, I don't care. And when we make mistakes, sometimes we pay for that mistake with our lives. There are many of those who say, I don't care. And they do silly things. And they pay the price with their lives. Matter of fact, in this situation, I could have been killed. And that's it. Bury this flesh and blood or burn it up or whatever, that would have been the end. I was given an opportunity to live, but I'm going to pay a heavy, heavy price for being a fool, for being silly, for I don't care. Because those who took me in their bosom, they don't care either. So like many black men and women in this country, I got caught up in a racist system. Between 1997 and 2007, I got caught up in an unjust system where my mistake, my foolishness should have only warranted probation. I had no criminal record. I'm not a criminal. Didn't even have a parking ticket. But when you get caught in the racist system, it don't make no difference how good you are. And this I know. Emmett Till didn't have a criminal record. As far as I know, Sean Bell didn't have a criminal record. A lot of our brothers and sisters didn't have criminal records and end up unalived. That's what they say on the internet now, unalived. There was a new law in Missouri, anti-stalking. And whenever these people have something new, they got to try it. Contrary to popular belief, the Japanese during World War II, they surrendered in enough time that the devil president, what's his name, Truman, didn't have to drop bombs on Hiroshima and the other, I can't pronounce the Yakisaki, I don't know how to pronounce those were Hiroshima, those two Japanese cities. But they had these nuclear bombs, they had these atomic bombs. This is our opportunity that I want to see them work in real time. That's why a lot of these wars are actually going on, these conflicts. Now, you know those Palestinian people don't have nothing in comparison to what the Israelis have. But this is our opportunity to justify, to drop these bombs and these weapons and use these things. I want to see how they work in real time. And that's what you're seeing. They want to see how these bombs, these weapons of mass destruction, work in real time. So the state of Missouri had a new law. Guess who they gonna try it on? This fool that they got. And basically, that's what my lawyer, this public defender, was telling me. He basically was telling me, it's out of my hands, bro. This is a racist. This is what my lawyer told me. This is a racist county. They have a new law. I wish you the best of luck. That's what he told me. Had nothing to do with me being a criminal. Had nothing to do with me having some mental illness. I'm dealing with a racist. But I made it easy for them because I allowed myself, because I don't care. I'm a damn fool. I get caught up in their system. Made it easy for them. There was a Caucasian guy charged with the same exact crime, except he murdered a cat. He was stalking his girlfriend, and he killed her cat. There was no violence in my case. No animals was hurt. No people was hurt. There was no violence in my case. He did about 6 months, 7 months or whatever, and they put him back out on the street. The same exact thing, except he was white. I was locked up with brothers and sisters, stole a pack of cigarettes, touched a white woman in the wrong place, locked up the rest of their life. White guys was taking concrete blocks and smashing white girls in the head. They free. But that's how the racist system works. We know this. And the black people that didn't really have misdemeanors locked up on the rest of their life. Not all of them, but a good majority of them. They didn't do nothing to deserve to be locked up for years and years and years. But this is what happens when you are a fool. This is what happens when you're a fool, when you don't care. And you don't take life seriously. I don't care. I bet you do now. I bet you're going to start caring. I saw people who committed murder. They can take life. But when they was told you're going to be here the rest of your life, they start crying and sniggling and whimpering. Bragging a few minutes ago who they killed. I shot that so-and-so down and I blah, blah. Then I stumped them in the head. They crying like a baby now. But you commit murder. You can take life, you can dish it out, but you can't take it. I was living with guys that came to me and told me they was raped in that place. I didn't even know. For some reason, they came to me and wanted to tell me. When I first got here, I got raped in the bathroom. It was a big guy in there. They call him the gorilla. Running around raping men. Big guy. Military guy. He's the boss. He wasn't going to boss me. You weren't going to rape me either. But don't think these people don't try. So you got to watch your back. You're in an environment of death. For 10 years, I couldn't get a good night's sleep because you gotta lay down and you gotta have one eye open because you never know. Not only from the people that's incarcerated there, but you gotta wonder what these people that put you there, because they want to shoot you in the ass with these drugs, Thorazine and what's the other stuff. Couldn't sleep for 10 years. Eyes always bloodshot red. People laughing at you because you was a damn fool to get caught up in there anyway, laughing at you. You gonna die here. And they point at the graveyard where you want to be buried at. Laughing and sniggling. Violent people around you 24 hours a day. You don't know what might happen. So I went in as a Muslim, as a believer in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I wasn't worried. Because all my life, all I ever done was try to be a good person, a good Muslim, a good Christian. I can't be perfect, but I did my best. So I know this God. I know Allah. I know God is going to help me out of this. I know. And the time start passing. 6 months, a year, year and a half, 2 years, 2 years, 2.5. And I'm like, oh Allah, where are you? I was a fool. I don't deserve this. I messed up. I don't deserve this. God made the heavens and the earth. That's what I was told. If God can make the heavens and the earth, and God has all this power, you mean to tell me you can't get me out of this? 3 years, 4 years. So I went in as a believer in God. And then, of course, some of you would blame me. Well, brother, you just don't have the faith. You probably just not sincere. Making excuses, blaming the victim, blaming the believer for something clearly your God ain't doing. Because now I believed in it, and the ball is now in God's court. And God, Allah, didn't do nothing. You gonna blame me because God didn't do nothing. Well, brother, you gotta, they just keep coming excuse after excuse. God does things in his own time and blah, blah. No, because God ain't gonna do a damn thing. And I began to realize they lied to me. Maybe not on purpose, but you lied to me. When I was in the Baptist church, you lied to me about God. When I joined Islam, you lied to me about God. You're liars. And I believed in the lie because I never saw God. God never talked to me. I learned about God through other people that say God do this and God do that. And God ain't did a damn thing. You liars. And you keep telling these babies, these children, passing down the same damn lie. You liars. Outrageous, outright lies. And I look like a fool. Because this God never was going to do a damn thing for me. So I decided to help a person. And by helping that person who directed me and guided me towards the legal system, the law books, where I would get the right knowledge. Soon as I began to get the right knowledge was not reading the Quran. The right knowledge was reading the Missouri statutes, the federal statutes, learning how to file the paperwork myself because my lawyers wasn't going to do it for me. But when I file it myself, they have no choice, but they have to represent me because it's been filed. But they know that you don't know how to do that. People take advantage of your ignorance. And that's why a lot of us are in trouble right now. Somebody is taking advantage of our ignorance. Because we don't know. I was a child. Somebody told me about God, taking advantage of my ignorance because I don't know. And I trust the person that's telling me about God, about the devil, about the demons and the spirits. I didn't think these people would lie to me, but now I understand that I'm surrounded by people who are liars. Some of them are sincere. They believe the lie. Then there are some people who know it's a lie. They use that lie to their advantage. It's an advantage to tell the lie if I'm a preacher. So you can put your dimes and your dollars and take care of me. For preaching every Sunday the lie. So it's a benefit to me. Liars. So this thing changed me. This experience changed me. And if your God said that he or she knows everything, then you don't blame me. You need to blame the God because the God already knows. The God already knows what's going to happen to me before it happened. That's your teaching. Unless you are a liar. You said that nothing happens without God's permission. So whatever I am, don't get angry at me, get angry at God. Because God already knew. But you don't really believe your own teachings. I am a product of God. The devil is a product of God. You said that everything in creation God created, so God created me, God created the devil. So if you're going to blame somebody for anything, you need to blame God, but you're not going to do it. Why? You don't believe your own teachings. But what you expect from people who are liars, you are a liar. You're liars. I'm sitting in this place and I'm watching people die. I'm watching people get put on a gurney and their lifeless body get zipped up on body bags going out. And then they point at me. You next. You next. This is the type of stress, this is the type of environment that I'm in. Walking in the valley of the shadow of death. But the reality of death, the reality of this situation, it caused me to change. Many people, when they go into incarceration, they turn to God. They turn to Jesus. They turn to Allah. They turn to some religion. When I got incarcerated, I already was there. So what is there to turn to? Because my God didn't do a damn thing for me. I got so desperate, I said, well, maybe Elijah Muhammad is wrong. Maybe Jesus is the way. Nothing happened. Then you get so desperate, maybe the devil, I'll make a deal with the devil to get out of here. Hey, Satan, devil, Lucifer, whoever the hell you are, look, you get me out of here, I'll be a good devil worshiper. That's how desperate I was. Because I need to get out of here. And the devil, woo, and the devil didn't do nothing. I said, somebody has lied to me. And when you look around social media, they still telling this lie. Bunch of liars. Deceivers. And they added a whole lot of other stuff. I was blackity black, pro-black. And I reached out to the blackity black, pro-black, whatever community. And I wrote letters to the NAACP and the Urban League and black lawyers and whoever. They don't even reply. They don't even write you a letter and say, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Gave 9 years to the Nation of Islam. Oh, well, brother, that's what happened to you when you turn your back on Allah. What? These are the type of people you're dealing with. They glad because you turn your back on Allah. They glad something bad has happened to you. These are the peace lovers. The peace lovers want you to die and suffer and horrible things happen to you in your life because you don't believe in Jesus. You don't believe in Allah. You don't believe you are Pan-African or a Native American Indian or whatever that all this. You are Moor, Israelite. They hope that something bad happened to you. But they love you. Oh, but God loves you now. These hypocrites, these liars, these fakes and these frauds. So when I was able to get the right information, the right knowledge. I got right out. It didn't even take that long. But I thought I was going to die in that place because I wasn't going to embrace their lie, calling me a criminal, calling me insane. Well, you know, you have to admit that you committed a crime and you got to admit that you're crazy. I'm not going to do that. Well, I guess you did. And there was a time where I had to accept that reality that I was going to die in this place. Because God ain't going to do a damn thing for me. I'm a dead man. I started looking at the fence. But if you jump that fence, they're going to chase you. You're going to be on the run for ever and ever. You always got to be looking over your shoulder because you know somebody going to be looking for you. Because they paint you as some type of dangerous criminal. And then we find out that the so-called victim in my case killed his whole family. Waiting, the state of Arizona is trying to decide if they're going to continue capital punishment. I didn't have a criminal record prior, and once I get out, I still don't have a criminal record. I don't have a speeding ticket till this day. But that's what happens when you're dealing with racists and liars. Time has acquitted me. If nothing else, time has. I've never tried to hurt nobody in my whole entire life. Matter of fact, the majority of the time, I was running from somebody. Somebody was bullying me. I was scared of somebody. Now I'm a criminal. You dangerous. And the one they protected sit around and murdered his whole family. But this is the type of madness. This is the type of situation. This is the type of stuff y'all don't want to fight against. I'm not the only one. Who knows how many people who have suffered unjust, who knows how many are innocent people who are laying up because of racist ass folks right now. Some of our freedom fighters, they don't talk about them. I'm going to fight for my people. Your people don't do nothing. You're laying up somewhere in one of these federal institutions and your people don't give a damn about you, but I'm fighting for my people. They don't put nothing on your books. And you rotting in some jail. Not because you're a criminal, because you were just simply fighting for black people's rights. And black people don't give a damn about them. And then when I say, if we were able to take control of a state, we'd get our people, our freedom fighters, out of these places. These are the same people that talk about, I love black folks. Well, what about the black folks that actually done the work? Our political prisoners. You don't talk about them at all. Talk about snow bunnies and other foolishness. Snow bunnies and what you gonna do with your penis and how I play with my putty tat. That's where your mind. This type of talk come from the revolutionaries. I can guarantee you our political prisoners that's locked up, that's not where their mindset, because they was in it for real. All this other social media garbage is a front. When I was locked up, that's real. When you got a bullet, a gun to your head, that's real. When you suffering, that's real. You can listen to all these idiots because you're not real and they're not real. You're comfortable living your life with the things that the Peckerwood give you. That's why they don't like me. I think about those. There are people who are alive in prison that fought for us, black Americans. And you forget them. I have not forgotten them. the known and the unknown. Because I'm real with mine. I don't care about these trinkets. You care about your trinkets. People suffered the Montgomery boycott. People suffered for years for that movement. Some of them was murdered. Dr. King's house was firebombed. But that's realism. You haven't suffered none of that. You haven't faced none of that. I have no choice. I have no choice. It's always been real to me. Even when I believed in God, I thought it was real. It's real. I'm real about mine. So then I get myself free. God didn't do a damn thing. I read books for hours and hours and hours. And I learned the language of the courts. And I would sit at the window with tears in my eyes. I'm going to die in here. But when the real revelation came, I saw the light. I stopped seeing death. I stopped seeing the darkness. I started seeing the light. And the thoughts of suicide. I stopped having thoughts of suicide. How am I going to do this? I can't stay here. I got to go. But when the light came, the real light, it didn't move fast, but you could see it moving. Couldn't promise you nothing, but it gave you a real way. And so the walls start falling down. And the people that was laughing stopped laughing. I'm not going to get deep into the story because those who follow the channel, you know. And then the sickening thing about it, God didn't help me. The black community didn't help me. So I don't owe the black community a damn thing. I don't owe pro-blackness nothing. I don't owe God nothing. I don't owe blackity black, Pat African. I don't owe none of you suckers nothing. Because none of you helped me. The thing is, when I got myself out, here come the leeches. Will you give to the church? Will you give to the NAACP? Will you help the Urban League? Do you want to join the nation? Woo! Boy, do you want to join the Nation of Islam again? Brother, you need to come back. What did Allah do for Malcolm X? Broad daylight. Suckers shot this man down. Where was Allah? Allah didn't do nothing. What did Allah do for his family? Didn't do nothing. Where's this God? Where's Allah? Where's all this stuff? Where's God? I'm pretty sure our political freedom fighters laying up, waiting to die in prison. Where is God? Where is Allah? Where is all this stuff? I remember somebody asking me for some money at a truck stop. And they caught me in a good mood, and I was ready to give them $10. And they said, God bless you. Before I could get the money in the hand, I took my money back. I said, God ain't did a damn thing for this. I worked 14 hours a day doing a dangerous job to make this money. God ain't did nothing. I want to make this clear. I'm going to give you the money. But I want to make something clear to you. For me, this $10, God don't have nothing to do with it. I work 14 hours a day to get this. You thank me. God didn't do nothing. When God get in this truck and make them gears, then I would give God credit. But I'm the one, 14 hours a day, made this. It was a believer in the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad on our live stream a few days ago, or not days ago, a few months ago, I guess. They came to our live stream trying to get me to say that God did. You have no evidence. God ain't did nothing here. And you can't prove God did nothing nowhere. You can say whatever you want to, but you can't bring no evidence to show. How you gonna say God did anything when you never met God? How you know God did it? And you never seen, you never met, you never talked to. You just copying what somebody said. Well, the Bible said, Minister Farrakhan said, Elijah Muhammad said, the Sheikh said, Tahaka Bey said, whatever. And none of them met no God. We love lies, liars. So a few months or weeks after, a few weeks later, after I got myself released, I discovered YouTube. And I did not go to YouTube wanting to make videos. I had nothing to say. I went to YouTube to listen to John Henry Clark and Malcolm X videos and Louis Farrakhan, and just to listen to stuff. But I was different. I wasn't the same person no more. When I listened to Farrakhan, it wasn't the same no more. I listened to Malcolm, it's not the same. I listened to John Henry Clark, I'm not the same person no more. That experience, that what happened to me, changed me. For the worse, or was it for the better? I say for the better. Because now I am awake. Something that you claim you are, but you're not. I don't need nobody to give me instructions. I don't need nobody to give me no damn teachings. The teachings is a belief. Somebody brainwashing you, programming you, making you think how they want you to think so they can control you for their benefit. All those that follow these beliefs, look at the leadership. The leadership live high on the hog. One brother said, I would give my wife, I give my daughter to the leader. How sick we are. So as I listened and saw these videos, I was saying to myself, hey, I wonder if there's other people that think like I do. Maybe they didn't go through incarceration. Maybe they didn't go through what I went through to get to this conclusion. Maybe there's other people. I wonder. I wonder if there's other people like me. But one thing that did not stop was my love from the people that I come from. One thing that did not stop was I know that these who I come from deserve justice. That never stopped. So what can I talk about? I don't want to be no Muslim because I'm not that no more. I don't want to be a Christian. I'm not pro-black no more. I want to be something different. Then I said to myself, reality. I was given a reality check. So why not my ministry, what I bring to the table, is not coming from God, it's the acceptance of reality. To the best of our understanding, just like in our conversation in the beginning, all I know of is life. I don't know nothing about death. I can't tell you about the ninth dimension and the hereafter. I don't know nothing about that. I never was there. But I know this, and I understand this. I'm an expert on this. So my ministry is about bringing us reality. And since I was influenced by the Nation of Islam, and I went to the temple every Sunday, every 3 days or whatever it was, I'm still going to go to the temple, but not Muhammad's temple, reality's temple. On the earth. Not 5,000 years ago. Not on the moon, on the earth. The only thing that I don't know about these other things. I don't know about the Asiatic black man. I wasn't there. That's a story I was told. I don't know nothing about the hereafter. That's stories. But I know this. I know I'm on the earth, what they call the earth. The reality, what I face, I know about the racism. I know about the sexism. I know about the child molestation. I know about the murder. I know about the reality of the life that I live here on the earth. And I know who caused it. And I know who's behind it. And it's just not the white man. These things was going on long before the white man, according to your teachings. The white man wasn't the first person on the earth to murder or rape and lie. Folks was doing it way before that. Before you even saw a white man, you was telling a damn lie. You was murdering people way before you saw a Caucasian. And they still doing it. Right now to this day. But that's more lies from the Afrocentric blackity black community. That's how they sell you and set you up so they can control you, so they can get your dimes and your dollars, and the leadership live high in the hall. The leadership always live high in the hall. They always got to live good. There was a time when Louis Farrakhan said, I'm not going to ride in these luxury vehicles until we start making them. I guess he couldn't wait. Because these folks not real. It sounds good. He couldn't wait. because it's a control game, it's brainwashing. And those who control the narrative get rich. Whether it's blackity black or it's European or whatever, those on the top always live good. Then you always got the poor flunkies on the bottom. And they sell you these damn lies. You gonna get yours. Ain't no different than what the slave master taught the slave. Don't worry about the suffering. Don't worry about what you're going through. You gonna get yours in the hereafter. You gonna go to heaven. Same stuff. The blackity black sell the same line, except it's a different way of telling the story. It's a lie. So I thought that you wanted truth. I thought people wanted the truth. I thought wrong. You like lies. You like fairy tales. You don't like reality. I've caught hell ever since I brought my channel December of 2007, ever since I brought my thoughts, not come from God, not the Bible and the Quran, what Marcus Garvey said, what some Native Americans said 5,000. No, I'm a human being. I have my own thoughts. I have my own conclusions. I don't ask nobody to follow me. I ask you to be a teammate in doing something to make yourself better. I don't need your money. If I did, I'd tell you. I don't need you to take care of me. I thought you wanted truth. I thought you wanted to change the condition of us as a people. No, they don't. They want to keep pushing these lies. Outrageous lies. They don't want any truth. So I've been on here since December 2007. I've had some decent debates. I've had countless and numerous, thousands of back and forth with people in the chat rooms and blah, blah, blah. And with all humility, they know I won every debate. I won every debate till this day. You cannot do nothing with reality. This is reality. How the hell you gonna debate? How you gonna win against reality? I don't have to believe in nothing. I don't have to try to go out my way to prove nothing. It's quite obvious because it's our life every day. I don't have to run around and put books behind me to make you think I'm smart. I don't have to say big words. I don't have to wear certain clothes to look intelligent. Like, I don't need all that. They do and you still lose. I've been studying this for 35 years. You've been studying wrong. You can study law for 35 years and still be wrong. What make you think you can't be wrong? Because you studied something, you researched something for 50 years. You still can be wrong. And I'm telling you that you're wrong. You can't accept that. This is the reality's temple. We're going to bring reality to the best of our ability. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be a know-it-all. But I know when something don't sound right, when it don't make sense. And if it don't make sense, chances are it's not real. It's not right. all these things that we embrace, it's not working. If it was working, there would be no need. If it was working, I would not have went through the change that I went through when I was incarcerated. It's not working. And you get angry because people say the quite obvious. It's not working. You want to come out and tell the lie that it is working. No, it's not working. It's like somebody, your car broke down and the engine clearly is off. Oh, it's getting there. It's not working. You got people no, it's not working. It's not starting. Something is wrong. You got to fix the problem so the car will. You're not getting a dun dun. You're getting give it some gas. No matter what you do, it's not working. And sometimes old vehicles cannot be fixed. They have to go to the junkyard. And you don't want to hear that. Elijah Muhammad said, Marcus Garvey said, Noble Drew Ali said, so-and-so said, so-and-so said. Outdated, relics of the past go to museums. They go to collectors. They no longer apply in the real world. You don't see people with Model Ts trying to get on the highway. Only in museums, only at car shows. They no longer apply. Muhammad Ali, as great as he was replaced with Mike Tyson. He no longer applies. He's still the greatest. We love Muhammad Ali. He no longer applies. And Muhammad Ali replaced somebody. He replaced Sonny Liston. That's life. That's what life is about replacement. The tree that you see now is not the tree from 1,000 years ago. Maybe not. Trees live a pretty long time. Things change. But see, you have a slave mind. And since you have a slave mind, since things never changed on the slave plantation, you are set. Nothing's going to change. This the way it is. Because the slave was not able to change the condition. The slave master's life was always changing. Even to the point where they had to go to war with one another. But it don't make no difference. That's life. Things change. But if nothing changed for the slave, and you have a slave mentality, you have a slave mindset, it's not working. It's frustrating, but I understand your mind. When I was locked up, after I showed people that I could get myself free, they pretend, oh, that's what I want to. Help me get out of here, man. So I waste my time, draw up the papers. Only thing you got to do is sign it. I don't know if I thought you made me go through all this, get this paperwork together, and you don't even want to sign. I'm not even charging you. I should have charged your ass. At least I would have should have charged them. And that's the way you are. The same mindset. You pretend you won't change. You pretend you want better. The reality is you are comfortable right here where you at. With your fantasy and your fiction and all your baloney that you believe in. and your death wish and your death talking. You're comfortable in this. And that's your prerogative. My concern is with myself. Wasting my time with people that don't want nothing. So I came to the thoughts which always arise. Maybe I need to terminate this channel voluntarily. If I'm going to terminate this channel, this is the time to do it, because nobody's forcing me to do it. Oh, I messed with Angel. I made him take down. No, nobody can say that. Google is not messing with me like that. Actually, those things give me the energy, make me want to fight. But Google not messing with me like that. There's nobody that can say, "Oh, Angel took down his channel because I was on his head, bruh. I was on that Negro head." There's nobody that can say, "Oh, I drive him away from off of YouTube." I don't have the, as they say in religion, I don't have the spirit. I don't have the spirit. But all things come to an end. When I first came to YouTube, I'm probably the most prolific video maker ever. I was making videos, 4-5 videos a day, almost every day, when I first came to YouTube. If Google didn't mess with my work, I would have thousands and thousands of videos. Constantly. Because I did not know really what to do. I know that what we got is not working. I know that. And I know that the mindset that we have has to change. I know that. But I didn't know what to do. But those who follow the channel, see, that's why Google destroyed. That's why these people want you destroyed, so that you cannot grow. You cannot grow into yourself, not into God, not into somebody that lived 5,000 years ago, or what Marcus Garvey, what Elijah Muhammad teach. No, you need to grow into yourself. You need to understand who you are and understand the situation that we're in, so that you can get yourself out. And I use myself as an example because I discovered myself and I got myself out of that situation. So I'm thinking, should I destroy or terminate this channel, these channels? And I don't want you to be shocked or surprised or whatever, and you start looking for Angel Snutting Up 7, and I've taken down all. I did it. Not Google, not some flagger. Matter of fact, there's a person around, still running around, trying to find videos to flag. Three years ago, had a beef with this sucker. Three years ago. This shows you how sick people are. Ain't nobody thinking about you. So what you gonna flag? I take down all of it myself. Then what you gonna do? And I'm still gonna talk about God. I'm still going to talk about Pan-Africanism. I'm still going to talk about the Moorish Science Temple. I'm still going to talk about the Nation of Islam. I'll still be in the chat room tearing y'all ass up. Then what? I feel a certain way because there's a lot of people who are naive. There's a lot of people who don't know. And they need to know. I wish there was somebody like me when I was a teenager, somebody like me around I could have listened to, and I would not have wasted 9 years under Louis Farrakhan. Whose organization ain't did a damn thing till this day. They ain't done nothing. All this blackity black stuff. This is 2025. Go back 10 years. What have they accomplished? What have they done? Nothing. They laugh at our proposal, our vision called Operation Exodus Mississippi Campaign. That's a pipe dream. That won't work. But it's good enough to steal. There are guys that actually stole the idea. It's not good enough for them to help me to push it in the manner that it was designed, but it's good enough for them to steal. And what have they done? They've done nothing. They ain't created nothing. But they don't want to help that place where the ideal origin and put it out in the manner that it was designed. Jealousy and envy. A bunch of idiots. And your Snub 7 is a nobody, but they sit back in the clouds trying to find ways to flag and slander me and destroy my work. But I'm a nobody. Even Google, $1 billion company, I only get 10 views. I only have 10 subscribers. Google, $1 billion company, finding excuses, trying to find ways to destroy, don't want my voice to be heard. You should think about those things. And those of you who know, you won't help. You don't do nothing. You want Angel Snub 7 to do all the work. You don't help. And you know. But I will say this in my conclusion. Just like I was a fool to get caught up in the racist so-called justice system of this country. And I had to pay a price. You, all of you, whether I take this channel down or leave it up or whatever, your time is coming. All your laughing and sniggling and your arrogant attitude and you think you know it all and you bougie. You got a reality check coming. I'm being told that Donald Trump, in the next few years, you're going to get your reality check under his watch. We going to see. You need it. Let's see how Farrakhan helped you. Let's see how Umar Johnson and Tahaka Bay and listening to Sonetta. We're going to see how all this stuff help your ass when things get real. Like it was real for me when I was incarcerated. Anybody can say anything when you living comfortable. But when they take all that away from you, and you have to face the reality of things, they always talk the white man this, and if the white folks cut you off, you be messed up. What if Mark Zuckerberg, what if Google could just cut you off? No black people on YouTube, no black people on Facebook. I don't want Kentucky Fried Chicken. We don't hire black people at Kentucky Fried Chicken. What if white folks was able to just start cutting all of you Negroes off? Then what you do? You can go to Africa with nothing and watch how those people treat you with it. You don't have no American money? And you'll see the reality of it. You only thing you can go to Africa with your clothes on your back, talking all this Pan-African bull crap, all this stuff that we believe in. How many of you ready to die and go to the hereafter, to the fifth dimension, turn into a ball of gas spirit and go fly out in the universe some damn where? You need a reality check. And all of us gonna suffer. I'm used to suffering. I'm an old country boy. I'm used to living, having nothing. I don't care about air conditioning and all this fancy stuff or whatever. I already know how to live without it. We didn't have it when I was growing up. You comfortable. You need your air conditioning. You need your flavored water, and you're a vegetarian. I don't eat meat. I don't do. Believe me, when the right situation come down, you be happy for a pork chop. I don't eat no pork. Oh, your ass will eat pork and rat and raccoon or whatever you can get your hands on when you get hungry, but you're spoiled and you're living comfortable. You can do that. But time's always changing. And I always say on this platform, if the right thing happened in the world, it'll give you a reality check. I feel bad for those people being bombed up in Gaza because they're human beings. And the reason behind it is stupid. Thousands have died for nothing. I understand that could be me. We're not that far from slavery. I was born in Jim Crow. My great-grandmama was in Jim Crow. And her mama was a slave on that plantation that I was born on. I myself barely missed slavery. Do you understand that? We barely missed slavery. The last known recorded child of a slave died in 2002. The child of an actual slave. People who were actual slaves were still alive in 1930. I heard even 1960. 1960. People who actually were slaves were still alive in the 1960s. We barely missed all that. But now you spoiled, and now you an uppity Negro. We dodged the bullet. But your bullet, or the bullet waiting on your children, might be worse. We believe all these silly fairy tale stories. Oh, the white man gonna come out of power, and for some reason you gonna be put, yeah, right. If all the white folks came out of power right now, you won't be the one. You won't come into power. The next strongest people will take their place, who will probably be worse than them. And you have not prepared and done nothing. You like the grasshopper that don't prepare for winter, but you laugh at the ants. What you doing, ant? Well, we working hard because winter coming. Winter coming. I believe in Jesus. I believe in Allah. Oh, when I die, I'm going to the moon. When I die, my spirit gonna go. Well, the grasshopper died, his spirit go to the moon, whatever, and the ants keep doing their thing. That's how we are. So why should I continue to make videos? Why should I keep talking from the mind of a free man? Somebody who has broken the matrix. The white matrix and the black matrix. You all caught up in skin color. Black supremacy. The Africanness and the black supremacy and the native. All that stuff. Racists gave you that stuff. That's where it comes from. You copying them. And you proud to do that. I'm a proud African. I'm a proud black. I'm a proud. You proud to be a damn slave. So why should I waste my time on some people that don't give a damn about themselves? Why should I? I should just enjoy my life and do something different so I can enjoy. Because I don't know how much time I got left. So why should I waste my time with people who don't want nothing? Bunch of losers. Bunch of losers. Find something else to do. Even the scriptures say, God help those who help themselves. You smart. You know it all. If you knew it all and you're so damn smart, why haven't you changed anything? We're going to say this and get out of here. Why haven't you changed anything? This generation, this modern day people, you ain't did nothing since Dr. King was assassinated. You have not added nothing. Only thing you've ever done is benefit from what Dr. King and all our people in the 60s and the early 70s, what they strived for and what they fought for. And then you have the nerve to turn around and talk about them. I can do better. That ain't nothing. You have not added nothing to the struggle. You should be shaming yourself. That's why I feel bad, because I'm not like that. I appreciate what Dr. King done. I appreciate what any brother and sister have done in order so that I can walk easier. All these damn ingrates. They deserve anything that Donald Trump or any other sucker do to them. You think your money, you think your education, you think Allah, you think Jesus gonna help you, gonna save you. So you need the reality check that you deserve. And we gonna see how much your money and Allah and Jesus and Prophet Muhammad and Noble Jew Ali and the Israelites, whatever, all this stuff that you believe in, I want to see. Because it's going to be tested. Even the Quran said, do you think that you're going to believe and not be tested? The ultimate test coming for your azazes. And I appreciate life because I want the life to be around so I can say personally in your damn face, I told you so. If you had done this, the Mississippi, if you had done that, you'd be in a better place. But no, you snigger. You want to laugh and giggle. And now, you suffering. More power to you. Again, I don't know whether or not I want to keep this channel up or not. Because if I'm going to take it down, this is the opportunity. This is the right time to do it. Nobody ran me off. Nobody Googled and messed with me. I voluntarily decided I'm done with it. I've done all I can. I cannot do no more. You can lead a horse to water, as they say. You can't make him drink. Keep doing it your way. And if your way is the same thing you've been doing for the last 10 years, you're done. I'll be glad when these people stop playing with you and give you the ass whooping that the Nation of Islam say that you're supposed to get. And they teach that, but they not ready for the ass whooping. The Nation of Islam is not ready for the ass whooping. They teach that. They're not ready for that, for the whooping. Your reality check is coming. On that note, I may and may not, I don't know, feeling some kind of way right now. But shout out to those who have supported and listened to this this ministry for all these years. I thank you so much. We are simulcasting on the various Facebook channels. Right here, Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry YouTube channel, Angel Snub 7 YouTube channel, and Reality's Temple on Earth YouTube channel. And then we post on Rumble and things of that nature, whatever. I appreciate it. I just wanted to rant, get this off my... I always go through this. Chances are nothing's going to change. Every few years or every 6 months or so, whatever, I go through this thing. I get upset and whatever. I'm going to take down my channel. I'm going to quit. And I usually don't. Just got to go through this ranting. Because it's not fair that I silence myself when I know there's There's somebody out there waiting on this message. So why should I deny them that opportunity? I wish there was somebody like me. But now there is somebody like me. And I'm going to deny somebody that's waiting on somebody like me. Because as time goes on, people going to start getting frustrated with all this do-nothing garbage. They're tired of it. So on that note, we're going to get out of here, I guess. Hold on a second. I think Talib was trying to call. Hold on a second.
Hey, brother, how you doing? I was trying to get with you over now while I was back home before 2:30.
Yeah, I was already into our talk, but if you wanted to say something, only thing I do is hit the link that I sent you on the text.
I didn't see the link.
It's in the text. I sent it to you. It's the original link.
Let me go look.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for that link.
Yeah.
Let me go look here. Okay. Okay, so I want to see. Okay, you said going live at 2:30. Okay. Okay, you did send me that, but I didn't see the link.
It's before. It's the conversation we had way before. I supposed to done the talk way in Wednesday or whatever it was.
Wait a minute, let me go see.
Remember, it got canceled because the power was having power.
Yeah. Let me see.
It's the same link.
Okay, it's the same link. Okay, I'm going to it now.
Yeah.
Okay, let me hang up. I'm going
Okay.
to it now.
All right. Can wait here. I think Brother Talib want to say something before we get out of here. Again, I appreciate everyone who joined us this afternoon. I just wanted to rant and rave a little bit. Chances are I'm not going to go nowhere, but at this time, I guess I just need sometimes we need a sabbatical. We need to take take some time off. And I do have a project that I need to concentrate on and start. And do something else. I can't continue to waste. I'm not going to say it's a waste of time, but I can't continue to come out here and okay, where's he at? Oh, there you go.
Okay. How
Yeah,
you doing, brother?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Did you listen to some of
Well.
it? Some of the talk?
Yeah, I seen some of it a little bit earlier on your live you
Yeah.
had on. It was titled Soul Power or something like that.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
that's
that must have been a different one.
no. We talking
Okay.
about.
Well.
I was talking about uh, taking this channel down.
Okay. So that's the topic you want me to speak on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all I can say is I would assume why you would want to take down the channel because you know you've been going through changes all these years. We're getting other channels took down for no apparent reason, and it's because of the type of truth that's spoken on the platform that people don't want to see uh, materialize, nor do people want to see it get out to the public. As far as what's being talked about on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely I could definitely understand that clearly, and also too, the troops we've been bringing them over the last few years since I've been on here with you. I've seen that they don't appreciate no actual real uplifting truth like they claim to.
Yes.
So they do silly stuff like white people will do, or get your channel took down, report you,
Yeah.
you know, start telling all kind of lies and all that kind of stuff. So, I've made it actually a point myself, man, to, stay away from the drama, to the point where I don't really care to have nothing to do with those in YouTube land, especially black YouTube land, first of all, because anytime we talked about liberation of some kind, especially like with Operation Exodus Mississippi, um, there was always more negative reactions than positive reactions.
Mm-hmm.
And so, um, my thing is that, to be honest, I've been done, trying to uphold the job of trying to get truth out there. Because a lot of people just don't want to hear the truth,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's against them or not, like the Quran say. So I don't, want to be involved with people that's just going to have deaf ears where those such words fall on. And I don't want to have anything to do with people that's not serious about liberation, because liberation is something that comes with work, real liberation, and the people don't want to do the work, and so it's like, you know, people don't want to do nothing. So now, here we go. We finding ourselves faced with more worse circumstances than ever. We don't even know where the future of America lies at right now
Mm-hmm.
because of what's going on in this country. But yet, we want to sit back and simply be comfortable Negroes. And maybe, if they did, push us back into segregation, I hear a lot of black people saying they don't care.
Huh.
And, I would say, in a way, I don't care either, but at the same time, what are you going to have in place?
Mm.
what are you gonna have in place for that when they do come down to that? Because what came along with segregation and Jim Crow files, history tells us. So what are you going to do now if they do in this present current situation we are in? Push us back into segregation. What you gonna do? Wait for them to push us back into slavery? You see? So this is the thing that I've gotten to where is I've unfortunately had to live to see the worstest of the worst amongst our generation of soul brothers and sisters. Who don't care about nothing. You don't have no respect. You don't even, a lot of us don't even care how we present ourselves. We don't even care about how our physical appearances is any longer. And I'm talking about male and female, you see. So we have lost a lot of self-dignity and respect, and especially self-respect. So I could understand why it's necessary to no longer want to waste time on social media talking to these people, because you can't explain nothing right to somebody that's just not going to take it in for what it is. But they'll take everything else that's false and run with that like they usually do. And base their life and future on that, and then find out that they made a mistake at the end. Because I'm just sitting up here, just thinking about what's gonna happen when Farrakhan died. All them people then, invested their time in him, and what do they have to show for it? You see? So, it's gonna be, and I'm not gonna even have no empathy for them, because we people like us have been trying to educate them on those conscious teachings and organizations like that for the longest. But yet we haters, we slanderers. We're what they call dysfunctional former members of the organization, and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what we talking about, and all this kind of stuff. But keep believing that and see and keep seeing what's happening. A lot of people thought that way when Royal Allah, aka Solomon, was being sought after by the feds for corruption in his organization. Now he dead. But y'all thought he was alive in the flesh, right? Well, he dead. So what y'all doing now? Where's most of y'all now that was a part of that organization? Now that Dr. Malachi Z. York is still in prison doing that 135 years. Where's y'all at now? Those that follow behind that guy Polite, where y'all at? Those of you that follow behind that other cult leader, Nature Boy, who in prison. Where's y'all at?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Y'all invested in all these different teachings and still ain't getting nothing up out of it. Just a waste of time, Y'all might as well been better off just sticking with the Christian church.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's like, y'all don't have nothing to show for it. Y'all don't have y'all don't even have allegiance among yourselves.
Nope.
As soon as something fall apart, y'all go y'all separate ways.
every man for himself.
That's right.
You know. So it's like at this point, I don't really, even though there's still organizations out there that might mean well to some point, but like somebody say, you can't trust the situation. You can't trust the process because we as soul brothers and sisters have proven over and over time and again that we don't know how to hold allegiance to one another. You know, we don't know how to hold allegiance. We don't know how to be, faithful to one another. Since you always want to talk about faith, and your Allah and your Yahshua, your Yahwehs or whatever, You understand? And the mother Egyptian African gods you be calling yourself worshiping. You see, so I mean, it's like at this point, I don't really. Like I said a long time ago, I was done. And I was checking out a brother. He got a channel called Langston Hughes Lives On. And I watched that channel sometime because he was once claim and follower of Dr. Malachi Z. York, like myself. And that's one of the reasons why I started watching his channel. But he spoke on different numerous topics that didn't have anything to do with Dr. Malachi Z. York or the organization he's the leader of, But he just recently moved out the country. He didn't tell nobody where he went. But you can notice if you look behind in the background, look like he down in the Caribbean somewhere. Or probably in one of them Central American countries or South American countries or something. But he got the hell out of America. But he did say that one thing he was not going to be was a leader. He was not going to take on the job of the Dr. Malachi's, the Lights, or the Nature Boys. If people was to ask him if they could follow behind him and come down there, he said he wasn't going to be involved in all that. Being responsible for, leading the call and all that kind of stuff. And that he was going to leave it to people like the ones I just mentioned, if that's what they want to do. And basically, that's how I feel, That job is not for me. And I'll be honest with you. Right before the moment Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. died, I'm pretty sure somewhere, and they thinking that, you know what I'm saying, they wish they wouldn't have never took on the job of being a leader for stiff-necked people. That's ungrateful anyway. I'm pretty sure people like Medgar Evers felt that way. People like Huey Newton felt that way. Elder Cleavers. Different other people that could be named, probably felt that way because working with us is a very hard thing to do. Especially when we stuck off in that slave mentality, like we've been for 400 years. So it's like we it's really hard to deal with us. We are a piece of work, and even without it even having anything to do with teachings, just in life in general. When I cross paths with other soul brothers and sisters, it's got to the point, man, where it's like I'm gonna have to be honest. Like we can't even stand each other's presence, being in each other's presence, and that's the common thread of what's going on throughout the rest of Soul Black America. beside where I'm locally at in my area. It's like we don't even want to be in each other's presence. So now you get this more of this what you staring at look, what you looking at, Like the other day, I'm just trying to cross the street to get to work, so I can get on the bus to get to work. And this young soul brother, matter of fact, he was with some Caucasian females. I don't know if he was trying to impress them or what, but he was about to get in the car and he kept looking straight directly in toward me. And I'm just busy trying to look out for the traffic so I could be able to get across the street safely. And so I ended up having words with him like, do I know you? Because of the way he was staring at me. I guess he thought I was staring at him. That type of typical ignorant stuff that we kill each other over.
Exactly.
Usually. You see what I'm saying? And stuff like that, So, yeah, we can't even stand being in each other's presence. So how can we continue on trying to be on the platform like we've been on by trying to come with some constructive to try to bring us together as far as on the collective basis, when all we want to do is stray in other different directions and do our own thing or claim somebody else's ideal.
Right.
And then come to find out it didn't work out as expected, you see? So I really don't have no problem with that, as far as taking down the channel. I mean, right now, the way I'm feeling, especially what was going on with my own life, I'd rather just, if I got to do without certain things just to keep living, to maintain my sanity and peace until I take my last breath, then I'm okay with that too,
Mm-hmm.
Because this world, this whole entire situation with this country and world, if it was a time called, the time of Noah or the time of Lot, well, they need to do it over again and replenish this whole complete entire earth, by replacing us with some other beings or something,
Mm-hmm.
Because we done definitely corrupted the whole situation where it ain't really no turning around. It's just gonna be things that's gonna be a certain way forever. Now, each individual, we can better our own selves, but at the end of the day, we ain't got no control over what somebody else do.
Right.
And so, it's like, it's bad, but it's part of the reality of what's going on and what's happening with us. And I feel like at this point, with the hell that I catch being a soul brother, just living in America every day, trying to get by just to navigate and to survive. And then you got our own people trying to cut us down at the same time. I'd rather not be on the platform trying to reach out to some ungrateful people myself,
Mm-hmm.
to an ungrateful group of people. I'd rather not try to reach out to because, and I'm pretty sure even at times Elijah Muhammad felt a certain way about his position as a leader, when it came to dealing with us. We may not agree with certain things that he did or said or taught or whatever, but, he did have some profound words in his message, and that fell on deaf ears. Because today we can see what the Nation of Islam is as a result of that. They want to become splinter groups and all this and do their thing and study just, And then it's just crazy. And then turn around and say it was prophesied. But you wasn't saying all that before the Nation of Islam fell in 1975.
Exactly.
Now, why is it all it was prophecies and that the nation will fall and that the nation would do this and the nation. I never heard Elijah Muhammad say that. Even though I heard people that did say he said that, but I don't know if that's to be true or not. I never heard him myself say that from his mouth or in his own words.
Well, that's not the teaching, though.
Right. See, so there it is, So I mean, what you know, I mean, everybody, even the organization that Marcus Garvey headed over the UNI, the UNIA, the organization I once called myself belonging to. They used to call themselves Nuwabians. They would probably, as a matter of fact, they would even say, I know the Nuwabians said something similar to those in the Nation of Islam, that it was sort of a divine reason why things happened the way it did to them organizations. Nope, y'all wasn't saying that before it happened. Y'all wasn't warning people before that happened. Your leaders didn't warn you before that happened. All Elijah Muhammad said was there will be no other one to come after him, to succeed him. There will be no successor after him. He didn't give them no type of, incentive or how to prepare for what was to come after his death. You see what I'm saying? So how were you going to do anything in the first place if he didn't give you no clear instructions on what to do? So basically, now you got the excuse, oh, it was a divine reason why this happened or why that happened. And then, like Eric Muhammad said in that one video link that I saw yesterday, that he thought that Farrakhan was some type of divine leader. To come to find out that wasn't the case. And that Farrakhan and them even violated their own restriction laws by not, securing brother Dr. Khalid Muhammad, who was at that time supposed to still been back functioning as a member and a minister of that organization, So I mean, it's like, man, I really don't have it's really nothing to say. The only thing I have for the Nation of Islam is, they definitely, know how to prepare some real good nutritious food. and bean pies, I would take that. I would accept them, although I have to pay for it, but I would accept that from them, before I accept anything else from them. That's the only thing I got for that. You know what I'm saying? Because the rest of that other stuff is just symbolism, falsehood, and you know what I'm saying, idol worshiping, personality worshiping, and all that. And I don't want to have nothing to do with that kind of stuff. So, and we not here on this platform to make personality worshipers out of people.
Right.
All we was trying to do was unite our people through this angle on social media, hoping that they would get the message some kind of other way than the way they've been receiving messages in the past, which obviously didn't work or pan out on that side end of things. But it's like y'all really don't care about black liberation.
Nope.
I mean, look at all this stuff going on in the country now. This would be the best time for us right now in America to come together. And for those of you who said that, for those of you, who, and for those of you who, for those of you who were, you know what I'm saying, caught up, right? For those of you that was caught up, that said that the Mississippi campaign was a pipe dream and all that, but then y'all didn't have nothing to show and improve for what better ideal than that y'all had, So now, y'all are looking dumbfounded and stupid, like that guy Nollywood. I don't even see him posting any videos up no more. I don't even know if he still got that Santa Claus clown ass Facebook page anymore, Talking about here, Pan-Africanist and with a damn Santa Claus hat on, So yeah, man, I really don't I really don't care nothing about what these people say or do, I don't even when I see them people now, like Dr. Umar Johnson, even I started back even watching Sarah Seti, but I don't even watch his videos, and he more caught up in what's going on in the streets.
Right.
Then, but he want to sell you a dream, have you pay for some DVDs or some videos he done made about some Pan-African Egyptology crap, and he wants you to, talk about what happened in Kemet and Hebrews and all this. Man, nobody care about that. And he making you pay for it. Why he can't just talk to you about it for free on his social media pages? Because they're about that money.
Exactly.
So yeah, man, it is what it is. And you know what, man, I really don't care, man. Like even that guy, Young Pharaoh, who used to be with him. I don't hear him too much, if at all, anymore. I don't hear nothing about him, and it's a good thing because these people wasn't doing nothing but misguiding us anyway. Misguiding our people, with these falsehoods and trying to divide us up more as communities by pitting one leader against the other and all this old kind of crap, you know what I'm saying? Like they did with that Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X situation, Like, man, come on. What about some new positive energy? What creative ideas do you have that could bring us together as one, when it comes to soul brothers and sisters? Y'all ain't got nothing. So all y'all could do is regurgitate something y'all done heard other people say.
Exactly.
Now you got people like Polite sitting in prison and what's that guy, Nature Boy also sitting in the prison. Almost damn nearly lost his life a while back in the Georgia prison. Where he doing time at because, and it's probably over because of his case, because both of them went to jail over messing with underage minors, So it's like, man, it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? These the people that you follow. Now I come to find out Umar Johnson is a deadbeat dad after all. All the years he was talking about opening up an African school for young black boys and girls, right? And the school never got open. We don't see no receipts that it's a school for African boys, you see. But he can't even take care of his own child.
Exactly.
You see? So yeah, man, it's like, man, you know, it's just crazy. And I ain't even got to look at the whole video way through. Cause at this point, it's certain things, when I see certain videos posted up with captions on the subject about a certain person, especially that I've already known about for years, like with Dr. Umar Johnson, I don't feel like I should have to go through the motions of hearing what's being said in the particular videos, because I know whatever it is more than likely negative about him, because that's the bed he's made for himself in social media, you know? And so, I mean, you know, but yeah, he's a deadbeat dad. I ain't even heard him come out widely to address that either. You know? But you want to talk about these other dads and stuff and that's deadbeats. Talk down on them. Talk down on the rest of the soul black brothers and sisters, you know, around this country. But you don't want to talk about yourself. You see what I'm saying? You know, with the hidden skeletons in your closet. So yeah, man, I don't have no time for all that. You know. You know, you still ain't produced a school. You still even got people supporting you and giving you money, even after all that revelation and broke out. You know. So if you that gullible or just plain out stupid to be giving this guy money, knowing it's just going straight to his pockets anyway, then you know, I'd rather give my money, and I'm gonna tell you this, and you can say what you want to say. I'd rather give my money to some type of Christian function, some function that's tied to Christianity, because they invest in more helpful programs for people in the community than y'all suckers do.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? You know, but y'all don't get nothing at all from Dr. Umar Johnson, Louis Farrakhan, you know, field advisor.
Right.
And I forgot these other people, you know. And so, I mean, you know, y'all have nothing, you know, but just to give out a bunch of bogus advice instead of standing on your own advice. You see? So yeah, you know, I really don't care right now about the channels getting took down. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, brother won't take this channel down, that, you know, brother got my blessings, you know, I don't care. I really don't, you know, because hey, it is what it is, you know, and I really don't care about even, you know, if anybody ever reach out to these Negroes with some real truth ever again, you know, because we the type of people we got to see physically, tangibly, how stuff could get when we don't do what we need to do to secure a future for ourselves and those generations coming behind us. So whatever happened to us on that negative end of things, that'll be completely on us. We'll have nobody to blame but ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah, with that said, before I get tongue tied, I wanted to, you know, let the brother finish saying what you gotta say and take it from here toward wherever he's gonna go with this. And thanks for letting me speak. on this live podcast today, and thanks for those of you in the social media land, YouTube land that's listening, and those of you that will be listening after this is posted on the brother's YouTube page.
Yeah, I wanted to, before we get out of here, I wanted to just go over some stuff, something that happened in the past. You know, what's messed up is you can't even communicate. You can't even talk with these folks. As soon as you say something they don't like, you know, you a coon, you a sambo, you a sellout, you something wrong with you. You know, they come up with all this stuff and nasty at the mouth and start cussing you out. I'm like, what is these? I mean, what is wrong with you? I mean, something's wrong with these folks. You can't even have a civil conversation and be able to express yourself. They immediately, these are supposed to be adults, and they immediately, you know, here I am. I'm not into that. But if you mess with them, you'll get drawn into that garbage. You know, I'm not into that. I'm not into, you know, I know how to go to a court and address the court. I don't know how many of you ever had to do that. But you know, judges and things, they're not going to tolerate. They throw you out, call you the way these people talk, you would be called in contempt of court, and they would throw you in jail till you cool your ass off, till you learn how to speak right. They don't tolerate that. You cannot even communicate with these folks. But you remember, and I'm going to use this as an example. We're going to get out of here. You remember Craig had an idea. Remember Brother Craig?
Yeah.
Okay, Brother Craig had the idea of creating a radio station.
Right.
Okay? That was not my idea. That was Brother Craig's idea. I heard the idea, and I'm driving a truck. I make decent money. I'm like, I invest into that. How much would it cost? And I said, I invest into that. What you need. And the purpose of the radio station, it's a radio station. I said, we have YouTube video, we have YouTube, and we got Facebook, whatever, but nobody can say they have a radio station. We could actually get he said he had the knowledge so that we could actually get a FM, I believe it was an FM radio station. I said, that's cool. I would invest in that. Not only did I say I would invest in that, I actually did invest in that. Okay, so we getting it together, getting the equipment together or whatever. And see, I told him, well, I don't know if I told him or not, but he told, you know, those other guys, you know, Gay Nollywood and Bakari and those guys. He told them what was going on. That was a big mistake. And as soon as they found out, they complained and talking about the radio station is only going to be about Angel Snup Nup 7 and blah, blah, blah. Now, if that was the purpose, that's what I would have said to begin with. I'm investing in a radio station where all of us, you know, people could come and get their block and they could speak on the radio station. I didn't even have to do it that way. I could have said, I'm going to hire you, Craig. I'm going to invest in your idea, and it's going to be Reality's Temple on Earth radio station, period. I could have did it that way. But they wasn't satisfied. They didn't want me to speak. They didn't want me to have any kind of control over something that I invested. They're not in, now mind you, they're not investing not one dime in the radio station. I told Craig, these guys are jealous of you because you got somebody with some money that's backing you up on your idea. Don't listen to them. They're jealous. But as you know, he kept listening to them. And of course, as you know, that whole idea went. Matter of fact, remember Sister, what's her name? Sister, what you call it, invested too. What's her name? Ira, what's her name?
Oh, I know who you talking about.
The lady in
The
Chicago.
rapper's mother.
Huh?
The rapper that got killed by the police.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, in Chicago, yeah.
She invested too. And of course, listening to them, you know, the whole idea was flushed down the sewer. And they was happy. As soon as they did that, as soon as it went into the toilet, they took their little money, invested in themselves, you know, buying mics and trying to build their platform, trying to look like Sonetta or something. They wouldn't invest in you. They was happy that yours tore down. And I think Bakari did give him $50, I think. Whatever. But they did not want me to speak in something that I heavily invested in. It's all, I guess I'm supposed to build it up all for Pan-Africanisms or something. And as you know, Craig did not, Craig really wasn't into Pan-African. He knew something was wrong. He really wasn't into it like that. He had questions, and for a while, and it got to the point where he just let it go. Last time I talked to Craig, he let that Pan-Africanism stuff go all the way. But it didn't make any difference. This was a radio station that I wanted to put together so anybody could get a block and do their thing. That wasn't good enough. They didn't want Angel Snubbing Up 7 to control it. He's going to talk and do all that. They didn't want me to have any say-so, no kind of control. Even though I'm the investor. Do you think that McDonald's would invest in something that they can't have no... If they are the ones who are the major financiers, anybody that finance something, of course, they got the big say-so in it. If you don't want nothing to do with it, take your ass on somewhere else. But Craig let them destroy his idea. And I thought that was a good idea. But he listened to some jealous idiots. He probably could have a radio station right now, found advertisers. Who knows where Craig could be right now? Listening to them. So that just goes to show you. And I told him, these people, you gotta look out for yourself. A lot of these folks aren't your friends. They're jealous and they're envious. They're actually jealous or envious of the Reality's Temple. I know Pork Chop said, she can't believe people listening to me. I don't have nothing to offer. Well, nobody listening to you, you can't have a channel. All thing you're doing is saying the same old Elijah Muhammad stuff over and over again. You ain't offering nothing new. You want to be some kind of big shot leader or whatever. So these are the things we are, what they call it, we're self-destroying type folks. What was wrong?
Self-sabotage.
Yeah, self-sabotage. That's the word I was looking for. What is wrong with a radio station? And I'm saying, I'm the investor. And I'm saying that everybody can have a block. Now, Gay Nollywood Jr. never offered not one dime. But Bakari did. I think it was, like I said, $50, I believe. But anyway, I said it was for everybody. Anybody that wanted to come and get a block. And that's how we was going to do it. I didn't have to do that. I'm the investor. I could have said, this is going to be Reality's Temple on Earth, period, channel. It never even was going to be named Reality's Temple. We was going to get some, I don't know, pick out a name or whatever. But that was the idea that Craig had. I thought it was good. And who knows what that idea, where we could be, had they supported. And then Craig turned around, he didn't support the Mississippi campaign like he's supposed to. Because remember, he's supposed to be the minister of information. He was
right.
He was on the original flyer.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was on the original flyer. But listening to them, he turned around, and now he's over there, and This is what the whole result gonna be, brothers and sisters. You ain't gonna have nothing. Gay Nollywood Jr. has nothing. Bakari has nothing. Craig has nothing. All of them talking all that stuff. They couldn't even get together to develop something. They have nothing. All those folks that we dealt with, all of them have nothing. Nothing. Jealousy, envy, hate, stupidity. Don't have nothing. And if that's what you want, that's cool. But again, I go through this period now and then or whatever. I say I'm going to quit or whatever. I never do. I never do. And why should I quit? These liars don't quit. Take a sabbatical, come back and keep rolling. These liars, they don't quit. They haven't quit in thousands, hundreds of years. Keep telling these same lies to us over and over and over again. So those of us who understand and the reality of things and know the truth, we should not quit. We should not let the frustration and the whatever get to us. The only reason why we should quit is sickness and death. Just like them. Because you don't know who's listening. It's somebody right now that like my videos that send me $1 every week. $1 every week. You might think that's nothing. But they send me regular $1 every week. And so for the last month, they done sent me $1 every week, every other day or whatever. It's accumulated to almost $30. And it's consistent. Just keep sending me $1. You don't know who's listening. You don't know who, as we continue to talk, as long as we continue to push, we don't know who we might affect. Who knows, one day Jay-Z might listen to our video. It's according to what the situation is. You don't know. You don't know who's listening and who might listen to you. We don't know. Like there's people who have come to listen, but they want to do things their way. Oh, I listen to you, brother. I support you and I do this for you, but I want you to change this. I want you to know I'm not changing nothing. I'm not doing what you talk about. They can't support you in how you want to do things. They want to offer you money and they want you to do things, to do it their way. This is not Burger King. You don't get it your way. Because I already know your way not going to work. You don't know what you're doing. What you see here is over 40 years of experience. What you see here is 40 years of a person who has actually become a free thinker. There's no Bible. There's no Quran. There's no all these books. There's no all that stuff. No, this is me. You tried the books. You tried the teachings. You tried all these beliefs. What has it gotten you? Absolutely nothing. I put up a Facebook post and it got nothing but silence. Last time I looked at the post, it was silence. And on the post, I put, the Congress has declared that the people, African Americans, are illegal citizens. Congress has mandated policy to deport all African Americans to Africa, to South America, and to the islands. Now that's just something imaginary. But you do know that the Congress has that type of power. And since you want to go to Africa so bad or whatever, then Here's your opportunity, like it or not. And you will be treated just like they are throwing these people out right now, putting them on planes and boats or whatever, and sending them to wherever. Now, the thing about those people, they actually are citizens and came from those places. You're not a citizen of no African nation. You're not a citizen of no country in South America or the islands. So they send you there. What you think gonna happen? Because you're not no citizen in those places. And do you think the way that Black Americans, our behavior, and how we act and how we carry ourselves, do you believe that you're going to go to Africa by the millions, to South America, or to the... Do you think that you can go to those places by the millions and those people who are already there going to tolerate your wacky ass behavior? It ain't going to happen.
No. No, sir. No, sir. Not by a long shot.
It ain't going to happen.
And you know the people that's from them countries don't tolerate you here. What make you think they gonna tolerate you in those countries they come from?
Right. So we got a reality check coming. I might not be here to see it. Like Dr. King said, you're gonna make it to the promised land, but he won't be able to see it. We might not be able to see it, but you got a reality check coming. While you sniggling and laughing and giggling and think everything's funny, you don't take nothing serious, you're not really looking at the situation that we're in. And you're not protecting yourself. Watching YouTube videos and giving Dr. Umar Johnson, a Sonetta, and Tahaka Bay and Young Fur, whoever, donate to that Cash App, not going to help you none. Just like Brother Talib was talking about the Nation of Islam. They teach this and haven't done nothing. Have no plans to do anything. Last time I talked to my relative, they sound like Christians, talk about some kind of mystery way they're gonna be saved or whatever. I said that's not Elijah Muhammad teaching. they sound like Christians going to heaven or something. Because that's how Minister Farrakhan teaches now. He teaches the Nation of Islam like it's Christianity. Because Elijah Muhammad said you're dead, you're dead. They talking about some mysterious place after you die. I'm like, what? That's not Elijah Muhammad teaching. And of course, something special is going to happen when Minister Farrakhan die, and they're being taught right now that Donald Trump is the last president, and this is the... Well, I told my people, I said Farrakhan said that Ronald Reagan was the last president. What happened with that? They don't never talk about these things. In the 80s, Farrakhan said that Ronald Reagan was the Antichrist. He was the last president. Now they say that Donald Trump gonna be the last president. Even so, you on a sinking ship, how you gonna save yourself? They don't have no plan. And that's what the Mississippi campaign is about. The Mississippi campaign is a lifeboat, a sanctuary state. It's our savior. And this is the time to get that, to build that. While these people got so much on their plate, they're not thinking about you like that. But we're not able to take advantage of it. Listen to all this garbage. All this fantasy stuff. All I can say, as we say all the time, accept reality, my friend. It's much easier. Did you have something to say, Talib, before we get out of here?
I must say that, man, listen, Damn fire truck still running by.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, okay, yeah. But anyway, man, I tell you, man, it's just a bunch of BS right now what's going on with us, and we need to, you know, I'm even tired of what we need to saying what we need to do. We know what we got to do. I ain't really got too much else to say other than, you know, just let the fallout come.
Yeah.
And those of you that are in the Nation of Islam, instead of getting behind a rostra every Sunday or at some every day, every year, Savior's Day speech, running off at the mouth and ain't showing and improve, like you say in your teaching, show and improve. Well, just be here when the fall of America comes, because you're gonna be right in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
And all that about Allah gonna send angels your way to protect you. Where's them angels at now? Where are them angels at now, brothers?
Mm.
I haven't seen no angels come through to rescue the followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So where are the angels at? I would be willing to, if you could select this live, stay on a little longer so they could come on here and show us where's the angels at. Because I don't know no angels that's going to protect us, or else they would have protected us a long time ago from this craziness, you know? So, with that said, man, I ain't got no more to say, brother,
right.
but
we out of here.
I'm gonna let you have this mic back, and I'm gonna just say to you and everybody else, peace.
And that's all that needs to be said. We'll catch y'all on the flip. Peace and respect you to everybody.